Hi, we're the Vellacott family. This is Chontelle and I'm John, and we work with Crew as missionaries. And we thought you might be encouraged to hear a little bit about our ministry, and we'd love to share just a few stories about what God is doing through technology to reach people all around the world. The reason we do what we do is because we know how important it is that people find Jesus. This verse from Matthew is one that God called us into ministry with. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. Suicide rates have increased by 33% since 1999. In the US, 42% of marriages end in divorce. Around the world, 3 billion people live in unreached people groups with no access to the gospel. We realize that it's so important that people find Jesus and they understand what life is really about by entering into a relationship with him. The Lord is not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that's why we do what we do. We're using technology to share Jesus with people all around the world. Crew's mission is to give every person an opportunity to hear about Jesus Christ through movements of winning, building, and sending. The good news is everyone has a smartphone. I love this photo. It's taken on the border between Greece and Macedonia, and it shows Syrian refugees who have fled their war-torn country with nothing except their smartphones. And along the journey, they are desperate to find places to charge their phone. And this is a group of them charging their phones. We've actually set up stations along their journey so that they can charge their phones, and while they're charging, they can download our apps and videos, and we can talk to them about Jesus. But in this day and age, 73% of the world has a mobile device, which gives us a great opportunity to take Jesus to new and hard to reach parts of the world. So the question we're asking is, how do we present Jesus Christ in a meaningful, relevant way on a 3-inch piece of glass within 30 seconds when someone exhibits interest? We've got many tools that help us do this. This is a really cool story about how God used God tools to reach the unreached people group, the Yadav people. They're based in India, and up until recently, there were no known believers of the Yadav people. Adam, we've changed all the names in this story for security reasons. Adam went to another Asian country where someone shared the gospel with him using the God Tools app. While he was there, he learned how to use the God Tools app to share Jesus with others, and went back to his home in India and shared the gospel using God Tools with a few of his friends. This is a photo of Shreyas and Vikram, who are the second and third known believers of the Yadav people. It's exciting to think the gospel is spread to a new people group using one of our technological tools. Another site of ours that's very popular is everystudent.com. If you Google just about any spiritual issue, like if you're searching for God or looking for the purpose in life, you'll most likely end up on everystudent.com. It's one of the highest Google ranked sites for spiritual issues. And we have every day millions of people come to this site and get connected with believers who are local to them. And they can ask questions and start to find answers. We are seeing over 1,700 people a day telling us that they've invited Jesus into their life whilst on this site. This is a quote from one of those people. I visited your website last year, and it's been a life-changing experience. I came to know about the love of God and the relationship we can have with him. I do not have words to explain the joy I'm experiencing today. And another story of ours is about a friend of ours in Iowa. We shared at his church about the God Tools app. And while we were there, he gave us his phone, his Android phone, and said, "Here, will you put this app on my phone?" Well, my friend didn't have any other app installed on his phone at the time, so this is the first app he ever installed on his phone. And we honestly didn't think anything would come of it. But we started to hear stories of all the people he'd been sharing Jesus with. And he told us this story. A neat thing happened today. I got to share God Tools with a guy who was fishing on the same pond. Thanks again for such a great way to share. Well, it's what we're really excited about is that through many different tools that we have, and there's a whole selection of them, God is using these tools that our team are building to change the lives of people all around the world, reaching the least, the last, and the lost with the good news of Jesus Christ. We have over 45 million people a year come through our digital tools. We're seeing a lot happen in places of the world where it's dangerous or scary to send missionaries, and yet people are searching and finding God through our digital tools. Crew was founded on the UCLA campus with Bill and Vanette Bright back in 1951 with the vision of reaching the world for Christ, starting with college students. Since then, it has grown dramatically. We now have over 19,000 staff serving in 180 countries around the world. Here are some of the ministries that we're involved in, including Josh McDowell, the Jesus Film, Military Ministry, Family Life. Are part of this. We've been on staff with Crew for over 20 years. I joined Crew while I was a student in London. I was actually the first student in Crew's London campus ministry. And since we joined staff back around 20 years ago, one of our first assignments was to go up to Scotland, where we founded Crew's ministry in Scotland. We led the campus ministry there for 6 years. And shortly after that, it's a long story, but God called me to start using my technological skills to help the organization grow on a different scale. I now serve in global headquarters in Orlando as the Director of Global Technology. In Orlando, we have about 175 on the digital team who are looking at making tools to spread the gospel around the world. Around the world, we have another 100, 150 who are on the ground trying to think through how they best leverage technology to resource like-minded believers and churches and groups around the world to share Jesus with those around them. We're looking for people to partner with us to help reach other people for Christ. Crew has no central funds for paying salaries or ministry expenses. Like many mission organizations, Crew is depending on the consistent financial support of concerned individuals and churches. These contributions are then used to fund our staff members. Our commitment to our supporters is this: to work diligently to touch the lives of people for Jesus Christ, to regularly let you know about how God is at work through our ministry, to be financially faithful with the funds God has given our ministry, to share prayer concerns with our ministry partners. We would be honored for you to partner with us in this exciting ministry to help bring the good news of Jesus Christ to all people. Would you consider making a monthly commitment of $100 or any other amount that God lays on your heart to our ministry? If you are able to help us, you can give to us easily online using our website. The URL is on the screen right now. And if you're interested in hearing more about our ministry, you'd like to receive our newsletters, or you'd like to talk to us more about what we do, please get in touch. Our email address is also on the screen right now. Thank you for taking the time to hear about our ministry. We are really, really encouraged to have a team of people around us who invest in our ministry, and it would be really exciting to us if you could join us. Thank you.